Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mariner of Spirit. I'm Greg. I'm your host, and we've got another special show tonight. We've got a old friend of ours who's quite the man. And I'm not going to give you any hints right now. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it where it is at that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the things that I normally do, which is I usually talk about the people that I support. And some of the people that I support, one of them is Potographs with Tim Miley. And I want to put a congratulations out to Mr. Miley because he got married. And now there's two of them for Potographs, which is an amazing thing because he's got quite a great show. And, he's done an amazing job with people in the paranormal community. And maybe this year he'll ask me to go ahead and come out there and to one of the places and speak a little bit about my ideas of the paranormal and what I've been doing. So, he's a great guy and it's great. I'm very happy for him that he got married and they're going to make a great team. They already are. So that's number one. Number two is PKC, Paranormal Kicks Cancer. I have forgotten to go ahead and call them. I wanted to call them this last week and I got too overly busy. I will be talking to them probably next week, and I want to get a little better idea how they're doing and everything because they were in Florida, and I think they were pretty close to that area that got hit with this last hurricane. So I know they're exceptional people. I knew them from Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, and it's Chris Goskowski and Alex Wilkinson, a great couple. They do an amazing job, and they do fundraisers at haunted houses, which means that that's where they're at tonight. And, places like that. And they do fundraisers, and it's all for cancer research. So that's number two. And number three is the Jessica Petrie Foundation. And that foundation was established by Mr. Petrie. Excuse me, I had something crawling on my back, I thought. Mr. Petrie, Howard Petrie, and of PNN, PUN. And he has a show tonight at 10 o'clock. And he's been doing a lot of things, and he's been very busy, and he's got a lot of things that are going on now that shouldn't be happening to him. And so if you get an opportunity, do me a favor and say a prayer for him and also for Scotty Rourke, who had quadruple bypass surgery. So he's on the mend. He's at home, and hopefully maybe he's even watching. And I just want to say, Scotty, I love you. And He's been one of the best things that's ever happened in my life as far as mentorship is concerned. And that's what he's been for me. And he's taught me so much. I didn't think I could learn anymore. And I've learned an amazing amount from him. So, and going back to what we were originally talking, I didn't want to steal the thunder from the Jessica Petrie Foundation, but uh, I will continue to explain that it was established by Howard for his daughter Jessica, who passed, and it was established as a resource for expecting mothers and families of pregnant women with mental illness. And he phrases it a little different now when he talks about it. That's what I remember about it, and that's how I put it. And it's a great thing to go ahead and contribute to. I did in the very beginning when he first started out, and I'm going to try to do it again. And this is something that happens to a lot of people. And, you see people on GoFundMe, and I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I'm just saying that sometimes it's to pay for my dog's burial and things like that. And it's like, well, people love their animals, but for giving money to somebody, there's all different ways of looking at it. And now I'm opening up a can of worms, I imagine. I don't intend to. I love everybody that's in the room. I love everybody that's in the chat. I love all my guests, and I just feel that we're talking about people, and there's so many different ways that you can give your money for people right now, and as long as you know it's legit, it's a good thing, and that should be number one as far as I'm concerned. And I try to keep it that way. I'm not trying to go ahead and bark up anybody's tree. I don't mean any harm. I'm just putting it that way. And then the other thing besides that is the authors, the authors of the books in the paranormal community that I really really like, and they're great people, and I support them too. And we started out with Bruce Holliday, Tobias Wayland, Adam Benedict, Kathy Kressel, C.L. Carter, which is Cheryl Lynn Carter, Dr. Heatherly Langdon, Ron Iacovetti, Tony Rathman, Natalie Jones, Patty Negri, Sylvia Schultz, Amelia Cotter, Rex Nielsen, David Sloan. And the last two on that page, one of them's a real big guy. He's a great individual. He's got a heart of gold. He's has quite an artistic talent about him, and he's been doing the paranormal for quite some time. And without further ado, I like to go ahead and bring him into the room. And here he is, Rex Nielsen. And
hey, everybody.
A guy. He's just a great guy. So, I like Rex, it's great to have you here. It's an honor and a privilege to say that, you're on here and you're a friend of mine. And, that's important today. And
absolutely.
And the way things are in the world today, the way things are going, it's great to know that you have people that have your back.
Exactly.
Compared to what has happened before. So why don't you go out or why don't you say a little bit about what you've been doing lately, and give everybody in the community an idea of what's going on.
I'll give him the Reader's Digest version of it.
Okay.
So it'll be quick.
First thing I want to say
is I'm honored to be on the show. Everybody, Greg he's an incredible individual. I respect him far and above beyond most people that I know because he deserves it. I admire him and appreciate him. And I am totally honored to be on the show with you tonight. I
Thank
wanted to
you.
make sure I got that in there.
That's awesome.
Oh,
You know, now you're making me go
what?
red.
Oh, it's been quite a year. I I was sponsored and I did a few, well, what, 3 or 4 Paracons. Um, was a keynote speaker at them, and they were in South Carolina and in Georgia, and I just had an absolute ball. I mean, I met some incredible people, and I got to see people that I hadn't seen in quite a while, and I stayed with a couple that I had met only a month before, and when I was coming to do the Paracon in Georgia, they said, "You're going to stay with us." And so I stayed with them for 10 days, and they're amazing people. And it was a lot more fun than sitting in a hotel room, I tell you that. I kind of took over their house. Their kitchen table had more of my drawing stuff on it than we had to move everything so we could eat every night because I just kind of took it over.
Oh, that's good.
Um, let's see. My oldest son got married. Will be 3 weeks ago tomorrow.
Oh, congrats.
Um, and I'm sure a lot of people out there know. My son is Chris Nielsen, and he married his love Kelly, and they are Traveler's Moon is their group and what they do, and they they're known, very well known, very well respected, and I'm so happy for the both of them. They deserve each other, and the wedding was amazing because Christopher went and looked up our heritage, and we wore kilts, which he found our clan and our tartan colors. Um, so we wore kilts at the wedding, and it was a beautiful day out. You couldn't have asked for a more perfect day to have an outdoor wedding. It was great. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so happy for him, and Kelly too. I've known Kelly for a long time, so that was 3 weeks ago. Let's see. um, I've done. I've been commissioned and done a lot of art this year. I've illustrated some books for some authors. One young author, I've illustrated all her book covers. I'm actually working on the third cover now, and she's kind of giving me free reins on this one. She goes, I want to see what you come up with. And boy, she's going to be surprised when she sees it.
So, do you have any now that you have done that are actually out
um,
book wise
that
that
I've
people could
my books are the ones that I've illustrated for.
that you've illustrated for?
Um,
I I know you have how many? You have two books out or three?
3.
Three.
I'm working on more. Um, I'm waiting for the. Well, you already know about it. I'll give everybody a quick synopsis. I had my shoulder um, surgically repaired in February. It didn't work. Um, I'm losing more and more mobility every day, and so I went back, and they're going to do a total reverse shoulder replacement December 4th. So that will give me time to, I can still draw because it'll be my left arm. But I want to work on some of my stuff and try to get a new book out sometime after the first of the year. But I'm not going to say what it is yet. I think people are really going to like it. People that love art and people that love the paranormal. That's all the hint I'll give you. But I think it's going to go to a broader spectrum of people. So
I know
I'll be working on that.
that you.
Let me see if I can.
I'm trying to find where yours is that I have. It's probably down by the Mothman.
Here's where's my, put my cheaters on so I can see. This is Julia White, a very precious young lady. I've known her. I knew her before she was born. Her mom worked for me when she was pregnant, and she's an amazing young lady. The stuff that she's had to endure and go through in her life, and she's always wanted to write a book. So I got her with my publisher, and she wanted me to do the covers for them. So hopefully you can see it.
Wow.
There's the first one. And it's called Quest for the Sapphire Peacock. And this one just came out. And I did the cover for this one.
Wow. That's really cool.
And I'm still working on her third one, but it'll be on the same genre as this. But she, like I said, she gave me free reign, so it'll be my favorite of the three that I'll be doing for. That's for sure.
I'm gonna kill my telephone.
But if people want to, some people know about me and know about my books. Oh, yeah, I wish I was going to hunt.
It's Tracy.
I wish I was going Tracy, but I'm taking a break from doing Paracons for a while and doing public events. There's mitigating circumstances, but I need a break. There's a lot of stuff going on. And everybody, I'm not leaving the paranormal. A lot of people think that that's what I'm doing. I'm not. I'm just taking a break from the Paracons and doing live events as of right now. I'll do investigations, and I'll be bringing my podcast back. I was going to bring it back this month, but since the surgery's coming up, I will bring the show back probably the middle of December. And I'm going to kind of revamp it and broaden the.
Look who's here.
Hey guys.
Russell came
in. Hey Russ.
Hey Ray.
He wanted to make sure that everything was going okay, and it is.
Check on you, make sure everything's running all right.
Yes,
everything's good.
You've done an amazing job for helping me once again. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. That's what I'm here for.
How many times have I fallen into the wormhole now? Or a rabbit hole, if you prefer. It's one or the others. And That's something else. You know Rex pretty good, don't you?
Yep, I know Rex. I've had him on my show as well.
Yep.
Is he taking you out hunting or anything like that? Go on,
Not yet.
rabbit hunting or?
Rabbit hunting, yeah.
We're not too far from each other. We're only about 3 hours away.
Yeah.
I didn't know you
Yeah,
were that close.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what's the school across the border again on the Iowa side? Is that for the name of the school? That's a paranormal location.
Oh, the
It's not
school?
Farrar. It's not. I can't think of it.
Farrar's been bought.
Yeah, is Farrar
And
the one that's not that far away from me? What's the
yeah,
one on the
and
other
Farrar's
side of
been
the state? Well,
the Farrar's the
Broadhead.
only one that I know of. But it's been bought by some YouTubers, and that's all I'm going to say.
And this is the one that is right across the border. It had the house behind it where you could,
I
sleep or anything like that if you
Oh no,
wanted.
that's Edinburgh. That's Edinburgh.
Edinburgh Manor.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've been to
Edinburgh's
Edinburgh.
probably, I don't know, an hour and a half from me.
Oh, wow.
I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours in that place. I mean, Chris and I, we were, especially him, were some of the first to start staying there and investigating, and that's what he wrote his first book about, because he spent a week in that place by himself. And I don't know, probably 200 or 300 hours we've got put into that place. But I took a break from that too. You can only go to some place so many times, and then you're like, there's got to be a new venue. There's got to be something new, and it's been a while since I've been there. The last time I was there, I was with a group that, oh, I'm sorry, they pissed me off. They were talking to me like I was, a newbie. I'd never done this before, and I'd been in it longer than any of them. And they wanted me to babysit some of the groups, and I'm going, that's not why I'm here. You guys want somebody to babysit them, go ahead. So me and Joy, my girlfriend, we took off. We went and investigated by ourselves the whole night, which made the group mad, but I really don't care, because I still have a bigger following than they do, and I'm just one person. And I got over 6,000 people that follow me. So, I've cut ties with them too, because they are bad news. I'm not going to say who they are, but a lot of people probably that are watching and listening right now know exactly who I'm talking about. And you pissed in my cornflakes and you're paying for it now. That's exactly what happened. So
No, I don't care if it's cornflakes, but if you go ahead and touch my puff rice, we're going to have an issue.
I stayed away from it just for that fact. I don't want you on my bad side.
No, I just thought I'd add to that because you hear it, and it's like every once in a while you like to comment on it just for humor's sake, to keep everything on the up and up.
That was funny though. I don't care about the cornflakes, but that was good.
All right, Greg.
There's people there. Okay, hey, great to see you, Russ, and thanks again for everything you've done.
See you, Rex.
And I'll talk to you tomorrow morning sometime.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see you later, Russ.
See ya. Oh,
so
okay.
So, you know, situations like that, we're all together in this, you know, and you would figure that everybody would treat everybody equally
Right.
and
And
with respect. Now, I don't think that I would be in the position to tell you to do anything because you're so much bigger than I am that I don't want to get pounded into the ground. But you see, there's these new people, these younger people that think they can do that kind of stuff. And,
yeah, and
you gotta earn your place, and you got to be able to go ahead and back yourself up with the things that you've accomplished and not with just a big mouth.
exactly.
you
And
know
you know, there's plenty of us out there, ask us questions. You need to learn from people that have been doing this for quite some time, because we know the ins and outs and the good and the bad of stuff that happens, because stuff can turn in a heartbeat. People think this is some amusement park ride, and it's not. You can,
those were real people.
yeah. So, I and that's another reason. Just the Everybody wants to be famous. They're getting into this and think that they're going to get a television show and blah 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 blah. I never wanted that. That was never my goal, to get on there and get a bunch of celebrity friends that are in the paranormal and then get my foot in the door. It's the complete opposite. I know a lot of people that are famous in the paranormal, and they're just my friends. I've never asked them for anything. I've never asked to be on their shows. They're just friends, and that's the way it should be. But when people start using my name, dropping my name to these people that I know, no, that's real crappy to do that, because then they're raising an eyebrow to me, going, well, what is, why are they doing this, and dropping my name. And that's another reason I'm taking a break from the paracons and the live, um, any live events, because it's happening more and more frequently, and I don't want to lose those friends that I've been friends with since I started doing this in 2011. And I love and cherish all these people, just like you. I mean, I want the friendship to be there, and I don't want any snot-nosed wannabe to be out there and ruin that relationship that I have with these people. So that's why I've just taken myself out of the game and benched myself for a while,
Yeah, that's a
because
different
these
that's a
people,
different way of looking. You have to, because you have to take care of yourself.
yep,
You know what I mean? And they think that, and not that that's important of a subject, but it is to you because you've been hurt.
yeah,
And whether you want to admit that you've been hurt or not, I know that's the case. And the vibrations that happen and the things that happen to you because of it, aren't right.
no,
There's just not. It's just, you just can't do that. And I know
and
that when you go ahead, you have people around that really do know and care. It sort of makes up for those few numbnuts, if you want to call them that.
yeah, and I've gotten a lot of support. You've supported me on my decision, and everybody that's I'm can trust, and I know where my friends are not going to stab me in the back, are all behind me for my decision at this time. Um, and you're right. It was time. it was time just to step back and go, enough's enough for now. I got plenty on my plate. I'm still going to go out and investigate, but I'm going to be very particular about who I go investigate with. And because there's people I want to investigate with, you, Russell, there's a lot of people that I want to go out there and investigate with that are my friends, and that's the way it's going to be. That, or Joy and I going out and doing an investigation, just the two of us, which we've done before, and we've had an absolute ball. It's been a long time, but we'll be doing that too. So,
Have you and Joy been out on a lot of investigations together?
not as many as I would like to. She works. She has a job. I'm retired. I mean, it's harder for her to get the time off. And when I had other people scheduling events for me, they weren't conveying it to her so she could get the time off to be a part of it. And that was enough there too.
Yeah.
Because she's extremely gifted, and I trust her wholeheartedly. I mean, I was in Colorado investigating the
Stanley?
shoot. No,
Stanley?
I was in Canyon City.
Oh.
It's a historic hotel, and they're actually renovating back to what it used to be. The KKK had their own bank there, and the bank vault is still there. The speakeasy rooms are there, and actually there's passageways through the walls that have all these two-way mirrors.
And what town is this?
Canyon City, Colorado.
How many buildings are in Canyon City? Like 5 or 6? It's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
got a drugstore.
Yeah, it's got, there's quite a bit that's out there. It's spread out. The St.
An
Cloud
old-fashioned
Hotel.
one.
Yeah,
what?
it's the St. Cloud Hotel. And
St.
the
Cloud.
people that own it, it's on the National Historic Registry. And the people that owned it, my cousin told them what I did, and they flew me out there. And I stayed with my aunt and uncle that live in Canyon City. And I don't know, I was there for, 12 or 15 days. And
Wow.
I went into the St. Cloud at 4:00 in the afternoon, and I had all 5 floors, the entire building. It was just me in that building. And I did not leave that building till 7:00 the next morning. It was interesting. It
Were
really
they really
was.
active?
Yeah, and to get back to Joy, she was telling me about, there was a young lady had been murdered on the 3rd floor, and it was a lover's quarrel. And I actually caught a picture of, you can see you can tell it's a female, and she's laying on the floor on her side, right on 3rd floor, going down the hallway to the rooms. And she told me to be careful about going up there and the smells that I would get. And sure enough, I had rose perfume. I had cigars I could smell. And I did catch her laying on the floor. And I put it through at least 50 different filters. And it was in every single one. The filters never took it out. So there's something, not physically, but supernaturally there, paranormal there. I haven't released that because I'm still going over stuff. I mean, I went for 4 years just investigating by myself. And I mean, when I go into a place and I have 8 recorders running the whole time and 10 cameras running the whole time, and I take 2,000 pictures, it's a long. People think, it's not like it is on TV.
No, it's not.
You're talking hours and hours and hours and hours of sitting there droning through the videos and like I said, I could I could sit down and start now and probably get caught up in 3 years. As much as I've got.
I have like, I think 5 or 6 SD cards that I have not even touched, and they're all filled. Can you imagine that?
No, because when I get done with an event, the first thing I do is I take everything off that card and put it on my hard drive, and I also put it on a flash drive. And I put the flash drive in the other day, and I'm going, holy crap. By the time I get done, I'm going to be, 85 years old by the time I get everything gone through. But with the past events and stuff, I just haven't felt like sitting down and going over anything at the moment. After the surgery, it'll be different.
Oh yeah, you'll be a new man.
Yeah. The only thing I'm worried about is as much metals I'm going to have in my body. I just hope I don't piss my pants every time I go by the microwave when somebody turns it on. So
Here.
Sorry about that, everybody.
I want to put a couple of questions up here tonight.
Sure.
I want to mention we got Barbara Spear in here. We got Brett Girl, which of course is
Tracy.
Is Tracy, and we got April Mueller. We got Emerald Isle Paranormal, which is from Ireland, and that's how could I? Oh no, I'm going to screw this up. This is Jenny Sullivan, and she's one of the. I'd fall in love with her in a minute. I never went out with an Irish girl because, they were the ones that if you said the wrong thing, they're going to break your nose.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But she's one of those girls that I would want my nose broke by her. And then you got April Mueller again.
It's been a long time since I've seen April too.
She says,
"Do you think AI will?" Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can read it if you like.
Do you think AI will eventually be able to help organize and help with analyzing so much data? And would you use it if you did? Number one, no, I would not. It's AI is made. I'd rather still have more of the human aspect of me doing my stuff than, put it into a computer. We are feisty Irish women.
Is this Louise or is this Jenny? One of the two. But they're both beautiful ladies, and I've had the pleasure of having them on my show, on one of my shows, and they're great people. And what I really wanted to ask you about was the fact that, do you do a lot of spirit box work? Do you do any of it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What kind of how could I say this? what kind of situation would you have to be in where you would put all your other gear down and do nothing, use nothing but your spirit box, and maybe a thing like an Eddy Plus or some sort of meter that could pick up so you know you're having actual activity besides what you're
Yeah,
getting on your spirit box.
it's and I do that. I because I'll go to an area and it's the area will be. I know that something's going on because it feels like an elephant just sat on my chest, and I'm going, whoa, yeah, I'm stopping here, and I that's what I'll do, is is set that up and do it. It's the more you do this, and a lot of people I think will concur, the more you do this, the more sensitive you become
Yes.
to your surroundings and what's there. Because the best tool and equipment you can take is yourself, your senses, and it's it's far superior than any of that equipment that's out there. I and that's the first thing I do. I When I go to investigation, I don't want to know. Don't tell me where the hot spots are. Don't, because then it's all already ingrained in you. Well, this person had this go on here and this go on here, and as us as humans, it's ingrained in us, and we're going to come up with the same thing. So when I go in, I like to go in blind and find things out for myself, because if I come out going, hey, this is what I experienced, this is the spirit I encountered, and have people sit there and go, you're dead on, there's validation to it because I didn't know anything before. Show me the
I
house, but don't, or building, but don't tell me what's going on.
Do you do private residences too?
That's the reason I got into it, actually. And I miss doing it. Um, did hundreds and hundreds of them, and they're still my favorite thing to do.
Do you think the liability played into you deciding not to?
I actually had paperwork drawn up and had them sign it.
A waiver?
Yep. Um, to protect myself and them as well, because there were a few times where the people were real. They were jerks afterwards, and because if you debunk something, or prove that nothing supernatural paranormal is going on, a lot of people really get mad. And I'll go, hey, you're the one that brought me in. I'm not going to blow smoke up your skirt. If there's nothing here, I'm going to let you know that, I'm not going to lie to you to boost your ego and think, oh, I've got 37 spirits that are in my house and yada, yada, yada. And some people just don't accept, when I don't want to say expert, because I don't think any of us are an expert in this field. I don't
No,
think any
no.
of us ever will be, because it's infinite on the possibilities of everything that's out there. Um, but yet, because of the television shows and stuff, people want to hear, yeah, I had a paranormal investigator here, and I've got Henry VIII that lives up in my bathroom, or stuff like that. And when you look at them and say it's
It ain't
nothing's
there.
here, they are not happy.
Now, what is your if somebody says, "Hey Rex, what is the number one place that you have on your list outside of the United States that you want to go investigate?" What would it be?
I would love to go to Scotland or Ireland, and I don't care whose castle it is. I old, new, or indifferent, I would love to go out and just do, if I could spend like a whole summer just doing castles. That has always really intrigued me, because not only were, royalty that lived there, but it was also used as a fortress, and all the human suffering that goes around with all that. And that's what I would absolutely would want to do.
I know
We got I
April
wonder if
says
mental
again.
illness doesn't play into some of these cases. Absolutely, because I think there's a direct correlation between mental illness and the paranormal, because who's to say that these people aren't actually seeing this and experiencing it? And I think there's a direct correlation between it. And I know there's a lot of people that think the same thing, and a lot of people don't agree with it. But I really do. I mean, because somebody suffers from some sort of mental illness doesn't mean that they're incompetent either. They still have all their faculties. It's just the wiring is different. So they're going to, it's who says that the voices in their head isn't somebody from the other side communicating with them. We don't know enough about the human brain to not debunk that thought, because there's a lot of people in the field that believe that mental illness is directly related to gifts of sight, of being an empath and such. And I wholeheartedly believe that. Absolutely. So the answer is
And,
yes, April.
and then you've got, Brett, Tracy goes ahead and says, again, she says Scotland. That would be her place.
I
wonder why.
Someday.
Someday. But
Yep.
that's the real cool part when you really stop and think about that. The states, the United States, what's in different states, and where you've been. Uh, a lot of the bigger places in the United States, that we're all going from where I am in northern Illinois east. I've had the honor of being at places, a lot of places in Ohio, a lot of places in Indiana, a lot of places in Kentucky, and then up in Virginia, West Virginia, all that area there, and it's always intrigued me to see the people that you run into and how they vary as far as their investigation techniques. And
Yeah.
you learn a lot when you run into people that you never seen before. And I'm not saying that
Absolutely.
you grab everything they have, because there's a lot of things that you don't really particularly care about. But
Right.
it's great to just meet those people and find out what makes them tick.
Yeah.
And I know, we even in Illinois here, you've got Robin Terry, and Robin Terry had the Haunted Hour, and has Ashmore, and then you go over to the Rhodes Hotel, and he was influential in helping Couch out with
Mm-hmm.
going ahead and securing that building, and that's another one of them. That was the first real one that I was in. It was the Rhodes, and that opened my eyes, and I wanted to say but I really wasn't there yet. But I mean eyes that night, and it's great to be able to know people that help you out like that, compared to some of these other people that we all run into that, it's a secret.
Yeah.
It's a big secret, and it's mine, and you
Yeah.
can't have it.
Yeah. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Right, which is crazy. But
It is.
you've been a remarkable person when it comes to I wanted to watch you a couple times. And I just haven't seen the investigation yet where I can go ahead and just sit back and watch you, because I know I can feel how you operate, and I'm I'm thinking that they're going to have a rude awakening when they go ahead and work on your shoulder again. When that gets done, there's no stopping you, Rex.
No, I'm so blessed. Every day something new and positive comes out. Somebody crosses my path that makes a difference in my life, and getting things fixed. People don't realize, when you're 6'7" and 300 pounds, things wear out a bit quicker than everybody else. And being in law enforcement for 31 years and wearing all that equipment and going out and doing what I didn't do me any good. And now to be able to get my mobility back and the pain being gone, it's it's lit even a bigger fire underneath me. And I'm ready to go above and beyond, be an overachiever is what I mean, I'm one of those people that I try to be positive all the time. I try to find humor in everything. I'm empathetic to other people. I don't hate anybody. I may hate the things that they do, but I don't hate anybody. I don't care what your religion, your color, your sexual background, or whatever pronoun you go by. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Because I love everybody. I mean, the world doesn't have enough. Like I closed all my podcasts. A hug and a smile go a long ways, and it doesn't cost a thing. And you'd be surprised how it will change that person's life and make yours even brighter.
April says you're very genuine.
Well, thank you, April. I appreciate that.
That's
Tracy,
pretty
when
cool,
I
April.
met him, I felt like I was half his height. Most people feel that way, Tracy.
Jesus.
Thank you. I've heard that a lot. I'm a hugger, big time, and there's a lot of people that tell me that
There's a lot of small people that disappear when he gives them hugs.
they do. What'd you do with my child? Well, they're still here.
Hey,
You just can't see it.
where's my partner? Where's his millimeter at? Doo, 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 doo. You hear the thing going off? You can see it now. It'd be one of those things that happens, but that's the big thing, and locations, and your state's. I would consider it to be a very good state. There's a lot in between that hasn't been even touched,
Oh
by
yeah.
the paranormal community, and I think it's because of how far you have to go. Like for our school and that's the one that's on the far side.
Yeah,
I
over by Des
think I
Moines.
think it is. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that place is like that's nutso.
Yeah.
So
I oh Rex.
what's she say?
She said Rex's hugs are encompassing.
What does that mean?
What is the
Okay,
definition? Tracy will come up with it. I don't know.
she'll go ahead and say it.
I brought some of the stuff that I've been working on the last couple of weeks.
I apologize for that part because I was just going to go ahead and jump into that. It's a way
Of course,
to
with
end.
Halloween, I don't usually draw scary things, but with it being Halloween, I come up with this.
Wow. Holy cow.
And it's all dots.
Yes. That's what a lot of
That's what
people
most
don't
of it
understand.
is. And
That's amazing. Look at that. Beautiful.
This one here, I'm working with a guy. He writes poetry, and I wasn't going to take on this task at first, but it's really pushing me as an artist to read somebody's poem and have to do a picture that correlates with it. And I've been away for a few months. I've taken a break from doing it. And this is the one I come up with the other day for a poem that he wrote.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And then I liked it so much, I decided that I'd draw a different one. So I drew another one.
Well, she doesn't look as happy as the other one.
No. And this one I just did the other day. I'm still. This one, a lot of times I don't put a background in unless there's something that really needs to be. This one, I will be putting a background in. It's two hands intertwined.
Okay.
And it represents life and death and how it goes hand in hand. And this one here, I've been working on it for a week. There are no hard lines on it anywhere, everybody. I do what I call is pointillism. And this is an 11 by 14, and it's a feather that I'm doing, but I'm doing a whole scene in the feather.
Oh boy. That's amazing.
And I don't know if I can get close enough where you can see
Oh,
this.
you got it. You got it. You got it right on one. You got a crow in there.
Yep.
And some trees. It looks like mountains.
Yep. And that's what I'm currently working on right now.
So you can go. Can you go from one to the other and still keep your train of thought as far as what you're trying to accomplish on the picture?
Yeah.
So you're like multitasking with that.
Yeah. Well, look at when we talk, I draw. And most people that FaceTime me or call me or we talk, I draw. I can do both at the same time. I can focus on the questions in our conversation and still be able to focus on the picture because I already knew what I had in mind before I started doing it. And, I'm pushing myself to become, I don't know, a great artist, but I know my name has gotten out there and people really appreciate and understand what I've done. And I put it on hold for 40 years, because I went into law enforcement, and now being retired and getting back into it, because everybody goes, oh my gosh, how can you sit there and do all those dots? That would drive me crazy. No, it's very comforting and very soothing for me. It isn't tenuous. It isn't boring. I don't go, oh God, I want to get this one spot done so I can be done for the day. I've actually got to make myself stop and go, you've done enough for today. If you keep going, you're going to make a mistake. And if I make a mistake in my stuff, it's not like I can erase it and start all over again. So I've got to really pay attention to what I'm doing. And I keep pushing myself and to become a better artist. And well, I did a show here a couple months ago in Decorah, and I ended up winning the People's Choice Award. I got 90% of all the votes.
Wow.
And that was that was really cool.
Yeah.
But I had people from 70-year-old people coming in and buying my stuff. It's an eclectic mix, and people like that. They were coming in going, we don't have artists that come in here and have all this, because you have somebody comes in that makes jewelry, or they paint landscapes, or they do woodworking. Mine goes beyond that, and I try to make it so it's appealing to almost everybody. I mean, some people don't like what I do, but that's fine. I can take constructive criticism. I did one show where a guy walked in my booth and goes, "This is all shit," and turned around and walked out. I have no idea. And I was laughing, but the other artists around me they were mad. And I said, I've had stuff happen like that, and I just think it's funny. If you think my stuff is shit, then why don't you sit down and you show me something I can do to improve my work then? And I've caught people on the spot and said, because I draw when I'm at my booth. I'm always drawing. And I've had people come in and just bash my work and not realize that I'm sitting there. And then I'll call them out on it. Oh, you can do better than me? Hey, if you've got something that can improve as an artist, here's a pad of paper and a pencil. Oh, I don't need to prove myself. I said, that's because you can't. So
have at it, dude.
Yeah. And it doesn't bother me anymore. It really doesn't, because I have way more positive, it's all been positive. The positive outweighs the negative by 100 times. And I never get tired of hearing people come in and go, "This is just absolutely amazing. You are so talented. I love what you do." And the first thing I want to say is, then buy it. But no, but that means just as much to me as if they buy it. And my whole thing is, if somebody comes back and looks at my stuff more than once when I'm doing a show, then I've done it right. It's obviously good enough, or pique their interest, that they're going to come back and look at it.
Well, you've done some amazing stuff.
I try. I just want to keep going, keep my style and what I do, but expand on it and see, like I told everybody, I said, the only time an artist becomes famous is when they die. So don't expect me to die too soon, everybody, because I plan on being around for a really long time. So
she also said this.
It's possible that it helps you focus better. It does. Because I don't know if you people have noticed, I've never met a stranger. I can talk to anybody. And that's what I'm going to miss about the Paracons and stuff, is I love meeting the people and talking to them.
But there's a time. One a year.
Yeah.
You don't have to do, that's what's interesting. But where you've been has been some great locations down south.
Yeah. And expanded because there's a 3,000-mile radius around Iowa that when AOP started, that we have gone out and done. I mean, it's just not in the Midwest. We've been all over the place. I miss having Chris, in the group. But, I understand everybody's got to make their own path and go their own way. I'm thankful for all the time that I got to spend uh, with him, and it was an interest that we just loved. And it really blossomed from there. And he's really blossomed. I mean, Traveler's Moon is getting to be very, very well known. And they're two incredible people. Chris and Kelly are they are soulmates. They are best friends, and they're great together. It's cool to watch them, because every time they put something out on TikTok or something, I'm right there to see what they're doing, and how well that they interact with each
other. I haven't touched TikTok. I'm not.
I've had TikTok for 3 years. I've never posted a single thing, not one thing. And I have like 400 people that follow me. Why? I've never posted a single thing, and it's just funny. I'll get on there and I'll go, wow, I got 30 more people following me. Why? I've never made a video. I've never reposted anything. Nothing. I get on there just to watch
there.
Yeah. And I just get on there to watch the stupid people. And some of the things people do.
There's a few stupid people over there, I'll tell you that.
Man, I'm going, how did you ever make it to be 30 years old when you do crap like that?
And you haven't get kill yourself.
But yeah.
Hey, it's almost 10 after. And I want to say thank you very much once again for being here. And I'm going to have you back as usual. It's
anytime.
Just an awesome time. And as soon as you get that show back up, we could rip Iowa apart a little bit, and I'll come over there by you, and we can go ahead and do a show by you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I know you got that look on your face, like, what does he mean by that? That's what happens when you deal with a crazy guy, right?
Hey, if we weren't crazy in some way, shape, or form, we wouldn't be any fun.
Exactly.
I've never denied that I'm a little bit on the insane side. I mean, I'd be boring.
Right. We would all be boring. But let's say goodnight to everybody in the group, and say thank you very much, everybody that was here tonight. It's been great having a lot of the people here, all of the people. Okay.
Yes.
Brat Girl, April Mueller. Then you had Emerald Isle Paranormal, and they are once again. I would go there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And Barbara Woodbury Spear was here, and so you guys all have a great evening. And thanks again, Rex, for an awesome show.
Thank you.
It's been very, very great, and we're going to end it. And I guess it's supposed to go ahead and play the outro by itself. If you want to wait for a minute, then we can go ahead and just end it that way. So good night, everybody. It's been great having you. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
It's not doing it.
I was sitting still to make it look like that it
like
stopped.
We froze. Oh man. Come on. Okay, we're just gonna
Bye.